Quick, everyone give Julia Fox attention or she's gonna die. You look like a flight attendant that spilled tomato juice during turbulence. She's dressing as widowers who had their husbands die in their arms. But whatever. Costume aside, what really bothers me is if you're gonna do a 1960s or historical makeup look, you better make it accurate, bitch. Jackie Kennedy never wore a cat eye. She wasn't a hussy movie star. She was a first lady, okay? Get it correct. She didn't have a skinny 90s brow with a cut crease and a cat eye. Her makeup from that day was very natural. She just had on her staple pink lipstick that was a bubblegum pink. You can see she wore this pink look a lot. And Jackie Onassis, she would never wear a cut crease and she would never wear a cat eye because her eye shape just wouldn't accommodate it. She has very deep set eyes that are also spaced far apart. So it would never flatter her. And just the topography of her eyelid, it would have never worked. But Miss Julia Fox, who apparently doesn't do anything for the male gaze, always wants to do the hot girl makeup apparently, which is interesting for someone that doesn't do makeup for the male gaze. Meanwhile, she does the most basic supermodel 60s mod makeup. What is she saying? She's saying she's standing in solidarity with Jackie Kennedy. If she didn't mean make it a Halloween costume, that's not what she meant. Nice save, Julia Fox. Yikes. But yeah, Jackie Kennedy's makeup, super simple. She's more of a lipstick, foundation. She was definitely a fan of a bold brow, but she did not do much eye makeup because, like I said, her eye shape just didn't really allow for it. All she would do is kind of line it, some mascara. She might have been wearing some eyeshadow, but again, her eyes are so deep set that you wouldn't see it unless her eyes were closed. Here's a closer look. She's a little bit older. It looks like the 70s or the 80s. Here we have her with some blue eyeshadow. She's a very classy lady, more like jewelry, hair, lipstick. Here she looks pretty with some eyeshadow, but this is later in her life. Looks like the 70s. You can see the day of, there's really no visible eyeshadow. So, finishing remarks. At least make your makeup accurate if you're going to have a very offensive Halloween costume. And pretend to be paying a homage to a widow. You have 90s brows. The assassination was in 1961, and Jackie Onassis was older, so her prime was more in the 50s. So she would have been very into bold brows, which she had in the photo. Her eye shape would not accommodate a lot of eyeshadow, especially not a cat eye. She wouldn't do a cat eye with deep set, wide set eyes. Her lipstick was more of like a bubblegum, more of like a bright salmony color. Whereas there's blood splatters on her face. Oh girl, relax. But Miss Julia Fox just had to look hot and sexy for her widow costume. Yikes. Watch my other celebrity analysis videos and, well, I don't know if Miss Julia counts as a celebrity, but I'll put her in the playlist. I'll throw it on and check out my other content. Like, follow, favorite. Bye.